Hello and welcome to the Complete Hire Equipment WRFL Round 7 preview. Andrew Wilson along with Pepper Cavalieri. As always, welcome to the show, Pep.
Thanks, Willow.
We'll start with Rams Division 1, Albion taking on Sunshine. Sunshine got some players back last week and they were pretty good against Hoppers Crossing.
They were outstanding that they got some of their key playmakers back. They were much better than we'd seen the previous few weeks. Willow, the season was in a bit of strife, you could have said, it was fair to say. But now you could almost say that it's just back on track, and a few more weeks and they'll probably be back in the 5 if they can keep playing like that. So I think they'll beat Albion away from home, but it's important that they do win and they build on that strong performance against Hoppers Crossing last week because they were very good.
Yeah, agree. Sunshine should be too strong for Albion. Caroline Springs with a tough ask against Deer Park. I reckon Deer Park will be way too strong.
I think so too. I mean, Chris Stewart didn't play last week. Greenhoff stepped up, was terrific in the ruck for the Lions. I just think they've got too many contributors all across the board. Caroline Springs, they got some good players in their team though, and they'll be competitive for a half or so maybe. But I think Deer Park too strong. Yeah,
there. Hoppers Crossing, Windham Vale. Hoppers Crossing coming off the loss last week will be too strong for Windham Vale.
Yeah, I think so. Windham Vale were quite good against Werribee Districts though. They only lost by 3 goals. Probably unfortunate that they've just found some form and now they're going to run into a Hoppers Crossing side that will be very, very eager to make up for last week's defeat. So unfortunately for the Falcons, I don't think their first win of the season is going to come this week.
Yeah, and St Albans take on Spotswood.
This is a really intriguing one, Willow. I think Spotswood will win. They'll get my tip, but St Albans will be pretty disappointed with the way they fronted up against Deer Park last week. I think by their own admission prior to the game, they were pretty confident that they could put in a really good performance. So to lose by 10 goals plus was a real downer for them, I think. So expect them to put in a good showing against Spotswood, but I just think Spotty might get the job done in the end.
Yeah, I think Spotswood as well, even though this one will be played at St Albans. And the final game in Rams Division 1, it's the big one. We've been waiting this one for a couple of weeks, haven't we, Pep? The 2 undefeated sides go head-to-head, Werribee Districts and Altona. You can listen to this game on 88.9 WYN FM from 1:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, we've had our eye on it for a while, Willow, us and the 88.9 WYN FM team, so we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a terrific game. Werribee Districts, the past 3 or 4 weeks, their form hasn't been as impressive as it was the first month. They've just got over the line against Caroline Springs and then another close one, and then weren't really convincing in beating Windham Vale last week. So I'm going to tip Altona, even though it is at Werribee District's home ground, but I think their form line just leading into this has been a little better, but it's going to be a terrific contest, there's no question.
Yeah, agree. It's going to be a tough one, very tough one to pick. Altona playing on a smaller ground here at Werribee Districts, it's a lot tighter, but I think I'll go with Altona as well. It should be an absolute beauty and very much looking forward to that one. In Division 2, Auburn Vale take on North Footscray.
Auburn Vale were pretty disappointing last week. They got smashed by Werribee Districts Eagles, the top side in Division 2, and North Footscray, well, they did a number on Newport Power as well, so I'm leaning towards the Devils here. Yeah,
Devils for me as well. Manor Lakes, Werribee Districts Eagles. Do you think Werribee will be too strong in this one?
I think so, although we did see Manor Lakes beat the Eagles last year on their home ground. They play it very well. The Storm got a win last week against West Footscray, but on the small ground perhaps didn't help them play their best, so they only won by 17 points, I think it was. So it could be a lot closer than many expect, especially with a lot of their good players coming back into the side, the Storm. But I will be tipping the Eagles. They've been pretty much unstoppable so far.
Yeah, Eagles for me as well. Newport Power and Parkside will be an interesting one.
It will be. I think Newport Power, they put some promising performances in earlier in the season. They've just dropped off a little bit the last fortnight or so, and Parkside have been fairly competitive as well, and were so early in the early stages against Point Cook last week, even though they did lose. So the Parkers for me.
Yeah, Parkside for me as well, and Point Cook and West Footscray in the final game of Division 2.
I think Point Cook would be too strong here, even though West Footscray would have got a bit of confidence from their performance last week. Yeah,
Point Cook for me as well. Division 3, Point Cook Centrals take on Braybrook. Braybrook disappointing their last quarter last week, so they'll be looking to bounce back.
Yeah, but I think if you're a team in Braybrook's situation, you've got to look at the positives from where they've come from. To be in front of Windham Suns at 3/4 time is a really good achievement, and I think they've got to really build on that this week, which is why it could be a really interesting game. On paper, you'd probably say Point Cook Central's at home comfortably, but I think you'd say that with a fair bit of trepidation. I think this could be a lot closer than people think, but I'm going to tip the Sharks.
Yeah. Sharks for me as well, and Sunshine Heights, Laverton.
I think, again, another one that could be close. Sunshine Heights haven't been too flash so far this season, just the one win. A couple for Laverton, they've been decent, but they've fallen away again the last few weeks as well. So, but it's an opportunity for the Magpies to find some form again. I think Sunny Heights at home might just get them, but it could be a really close one.
Yeah, Sunshine Heights for me as well. They just fell short too last week against North Sunshine, overrun in that last quarter. Tarneet take on North Sunshine.
Tarneet really started to hit their straps last week. They beat Glen Orden, held them goalless. Pretty dominant display. They're getting back to their best football. Their good players are playing well. They're a real genuine threat, the Titans, and I think they'll win. Yeah,
Titans for me as well. The only 2 games they've lost all year were against the top 2 sides. So they are playing some very good football. And the final game is at Windham Suns, Glen Orden. I expect this to be very one-sided.
Yeah, I would imagine. I fear for Glen Orden after last week. They didn't score a goal. I mean, based on last week, it's hard to see them scoring a goal again against Windham Suns. I mean, it's harsh to say it, but I think they've just got to go out there and try to do the simple things well and see where it takes them. But Windham Suns will be far too good this week.
Yeah, agree. Windham Suns for me as well. All right, this has been the complete hire equipment WRFL Round 7 preview with Andrew Wilson and Pepper Cavalieri. Good luck to your team this weekend.